is it roots and growth of roots that accounts for the increase in elevation?
It's too low.
Or is it material being deposited on the surface? And at this site where we are, it's about 60% roots and about 40% material being deposited on the surface. Leveling the arm, we know that we're actually measuring and a real elevation change in the sediment. So these benchmarks are only put into a depth of the rooting zone, which is here about 20 centimeters, and the design of the platform is such, or the benchmark is such that they're very, very stable and they don't move. And this is something that Don Cahoon and Jim Lynch developed a number of years ago, and then worked with us to put these in this marsh. Right now we've got one of the longest records of SET and RSET and feldspar marker layers, the combination of those three of any other site in the world. So it's a pretty unique kind of data set that we've been collecting. All right. So I'm going to lower this pin to the surface of the marsh, and it's a matter of having to feel where the surface of the marsh actually is. You just can't drop the pins because you put a big dent and they would actually sink into the marsh. You have to feel for it with your finger. Okay, and then so we lower the 9 pins, and we lower 9 pins at 4 different compass directions, and then by taking the mean of those, we get an average elevation for this Juncus location. And then we have three what are called benchmarks. That's what this arm is sitting on, is a benchmark. Okay, we have three benchmarks in Juncus, 3 benchmarks in Spartina patens, and we have 3 benchmarks in the low marsh in Spartina alterniflora, and then we have 3 benchmarks in the high marsh, where the high marsh is breaking up in a Spartina patens disticulus mix. So, for these what are called R sets, or rod sets, I have 12 different locations that I've been monitoring, and this is the 8th year of monitoring. 7 is 51.7. 8 is 50.8. And 9 is 50.9. How about that? Okay. So we're just measuring the depth of the root zone, and then Bob, is measuring the amount of material that is accumulating over a marker layer, a feldspar marker layer that we put down at the beginning of this, so that we know how much stuff is deposited on the surface of the marsh. And Mark is measuring the depth to the Pleistocene surface And so by difference, what we can do is we can determine where the elevation changes in the marsh are occurring. So, and the short of it is that depending upon where you are in the marsh, depends upon what kind of processes account for the change in the elevation. We can say that everything is going on in the root zone and above,